Hello there. Welcome to this video where I'll walk you through my inventory tracker on Google Sheets, created for businesses that make their own products, as well as those that combine handmade and reselling. I designed this tool to make tracking your materials, stock and finished products simple, clear and easy to manage, all in one place. I'm really excited to show you how it works, so let's dive right in. When you first open the sheet, you'll land on the Customization tab. This is where you can set up the basics to match your business. Start by choosing your preferred currency from a wide range of options. Then you have the option to list out your product categories. For example, in this demo of a candles and home decor business, I've added product categories like candles, wall hangings, vases and pots, cushions and covers, picture frames, etc. You can also set up material categories such as candle making supplies, textile materials, ceramics and painting supplies, etc. These lists are completely optional, but they make it much easier to sort, filter, and stay organized later on. And if you'd rather skip them, that's absolutely fine too. Next, we move on to the Vendors and Suppliers tab. This section is designed to keep all your vendor and supplier details neatly organized in one place. You can add information like the vendor name, contact information, website or store link, their address, location, and any notes you'd like to include. Having everything in one tab makes it easier when you're outsourcing materials or restocking supplies, so you don't have to dig through scattered records. But of course, if you don't need it, you can skip this tab completely. It's there purely for convenience. Next is the Product Catalog and Inventory tab. Here you'll enter all the products you sell in your business, whether they're handmade or for reselling. You can log them along with key details. You'll find columns for the product name. You can select the respective category from drop-downs if you'd like to group your products, and you can add internal SKUs or codes if you use them. There's also a status drop-down to mark products as active, inactive, or discontinued. For pricing, you can enter the total cost and the number of units made or acquired within that cost, and the sheet will automatically calculate the cost per unit. Similarly, once you enter the total price and the number of units covered by that price, it auto-calculates the price per unit and the profit per unit. These figures automatically feed into the dashboard later to give you inventory valuation and sales potential. If you'd rather not track cost and price, that's completely fine. You can simply hide those columns and still use the tracker without affecting anything else. Beyond pricing, you can record details like the measurement unit, which helps you stay consistent. You can also specify the starting stock and the minimum stock you always aim to have. The current stock updates automatically, and you'll see a stock status indicator that adjusts on its own if you are running on low stock or if you're out of stock. For convenience, there are optional columns for item location, supplier, and notes. This tab brings everything together so you can see your full catalog and stock levels at a glance, while the automation does the heavy lifting in the background. Now we come to the Materials and Supplies Inventory tab. This one is meant for all the raw materials and supplies you use in your business. Things that aren't sold directly, but are essential for creating or packaging your final products. The layout is very similar to the product catalog. You'll find columns for the item name, category, internal SKUs or code, status, cost details, and the measurement unit. You can also enter your starting stock and the minimum stock level, and the sheet will track your current stock automatically, along with a stock status indicator. For convenience, there are optional fields for item location, supplier, and notes. It's simply a clean and organized space to track the supplies that keep your business running smoothly. Now we move on to the Product Recipes tab, where you can store up to 200 product recipes, basically the formulas for your handmade items. This is where you save all the details once and then reuse them whenever you prepare a fresh batch. Here's how it works. First, you choose the product from the drop-down, and the SKUs and measurement unit update automatically. Then you simply enter how many units that recipe makes. For example, 10 units. Next, you select the materials needed for that product and all the related details fill in automatically. You just enter the exact measurement required and that's it. Later, when you actually create a new batch, you simply have to go to the section to the far left and pick the product from the drop-down and specify how many units you're making. The sheet automatically updates the required quantities in the background. If any material is short of the required amount, it even highlights in red so you'll know right away. Once your recipe and quantities are ready, you can select the entire block. the product, the materials, and the measurements, and then move on to the production log to record the batch. The production log is where you record all your production batches. To start, pick the date and enter the batch number. Then in this column, use Ctrl+Shift+V to paste the entire block you copied from the Recipes tab. The product, the materials, and their quantities. And that's it. Your product stock as well as your material stock will update automatically in their respective inventories, keeping everything accurate and up to date. Let me quickly show you how it works in real time. We'll first go to the product's inventory. Here you'll notice that the soy wax jar candle is running low with just 23 units left. Now, in the Materials tab, you'll see that soy wax, which is a key ingredient for the soy wax jar candle, currently has 145 units in stock. Now we'll prepare a fresh batch of soy wax jar candles. In the Product Recipes tab, I'll set up a batch of 50 items. The sheet instantly shows all the materials and quantities needed for this batch. Once that's ready, we'll copy the entire block and paste it into the production log. Now we'll go back to the product's inventory. You can see the soy wax jar candle has been restocked automatically. If we switch to the Materials tab, you'll also notice that the soy wax stock has decreased, since it was a key ingredient in the production. So both your product inventory and material inventory update instantly in the background, without you having to calculate or adjust anything manually. Back in the production log, there's one more feature worth noting. At the top, you'll find built-in filters that let you quickly narrow down your records by date or batch. For example, if I want to see exactly what was produced on the 2nd of September, I just clear the filters, select the date, and the log instantly shows me the details for that day's production. It's a simple way to review past batches without scrolling through everything. Now let's move on to the Stock Flow tab. Here you can record and track every single stock movement. Whether it's a product sale, a material purchase, a customer return, goods damaged, or even personal use. To log a movement, simply put the date, choose the movement type from the drop-down, and then select the item, whether it's a finished product or a raw material. The item's category and SKUs update automatically next to it. Next, enter the quantity. If the stock is going out of your inventory, it will automatically be highlighted in red. If it's stock coming in, it will be highlighted in green. The measurement unit also fills in on its own, so you can stay consistent across all entries. You can even add notes if you want to keep extra details. And the best part is, all these updates flow directly into their respective inventories, so your product and material stocks always stay accurate without you having to adjust anything manually. There's also a built-in filter at the top, so you can quickly filter stock movements by date and review the exact details you're looking for. Lastly, let's head over to the Dashboard and Stats tab. This tab is fully automated, so you instantly get a complete overview of your inventory without entering anything manually. On the left, you'll see the key numbers, the total active products and materials you're working with, the total stock for each, how many items are low in stock or out of stock, and even the full valuation of your inventory, including both inventory value and potential sales value. On the right, you'll find two interactive charts. One lets you view daily stats for any date range you pick, and the other shows annual data spread across 12 months for any year you choose. All you need to do is select the date range, then pick what you want to track from the drop-down, like sales, production, or purchases made. The chart instantly updates to reflect that data. You can even narrow it down by category or by individual items, and the top right corner will display the total figure. For example, the total sales during the period you selected. The same process applies for the annual stats as well. And that brings us to the end of the walkthrough. With this inventory tracker, you can keep your products, materials, recipes, production records, stock movements, and overall stats neatly organized. Whether you're running a purely handmade business or a mix of handmade and reselling. Feel free to check out this item in our online store by visiting the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching.